The reality is there are many veterans that don't think outside of the GI Bill box that is their funding for education. So today I want to talk about FAFSA for veterans specifically and how you could potentially end up with $6,000 tax-free in your pocket every school year. First, let's cover what FAFSA is. It is the free application for federal student aid. This is what most people in high school are filling out during their senior year to see what they're eligible for financial aid purposes, for federal scholarships, in order to take out tens of thousands of dollars in student loans to pay for their college education. However, there are some important differences between then being in high school, being young, and living with your parents compared to now as you are transitioning out of the military. And this is what I want to emphasize to you and encourage you to take advantage of. As a high school student, you are dependent on your parents. However, according to the financial aid website, veterans and active duty military personnel are considered automatically independent for federal need analysis purposes. This means that once you reach the veteran classification from FAFSA, you are being awarded your financial aid based solely on your earnings. Let's talk about when you should be applying for FAFSA and the strategy component involved in this. Contrary to popular belief, you should really be applying to FAFSA as soon as possible. And according to the information found on the FAFSA website, in order to receive the highest amount of aid, you should submit your free application for federal student aid as soon as possible, as of October 1st of the year before you will be attending college. So it's December 2021 right now. If you are going to be getting out and attending school for your first semester in August, September of 2022, you should have already submitted your FAFSA application 2 months ago. There's going to be a year between the time of you actually applying and starting school. So the sooner, the better, to make sure that you are able to qualify for as many grants and scholarships as possible. And just so you don't get all hung up on the order of operations here, I want to make sure you understand you do not have to complete your tax return before submitting your FAFSA application. You also do not have to have been accepted into the school you want to go to in order to submit your FAFSA application. And lastly, you definitely do not have to wait on your DD-214 to take advantage of FAFSA and be applying for this. I've made a video about going to school while on active duty, and that does include the FAFSA application. So you are allowed to be in the military while you are using FAFSA. If you are ready to apply for FAFSA, you've already created an account and you're ready to go, here are the things that you are going to need to have to make this process easier and work more smoothly for you. The first thing is you are going to need your social security number. You will also need your most recent federal income tax returns, W-2s, and other records of money earned. You will need bank statements and records of investments if applicable. You will need records of untaxed income. You will also need an FSA ID to sign electronically. I'll be honest, if you've never done a FAFSA application, it kind of sucks. They just make it difficult and it's a little bit strenuous and they need a lot of information. And yeah, at times you might be like, this sucks. Why would I do this? But I promise you, it's going to be worth it in the end once you are awarded your grants and scholarships. You are likely going to be offered multiple awards. They are going to provide you an award letter with scholarships, grants, loan offers, all kinds of things. And this is going to be, in theory, how you're going to fund your education. However, you do not, I repeat, you do not want to just go and accept every award possible, because not every award is free money. And this is where we get into the specifics and the potential dangers involved in this. The most likely award for veterans continuing on to use the GI Bill for their undergrad is the Pell Grant. The Pell Grant is a federal grant for qualifying college students based on their finances and based on the number of credits they are enrolled in. For a fully qualified individual as a full-time student, the Pell Grant is $6,495 per academic year. This is tax-free grant that you get to keep. If you are a veteran using your GI Bill, your GI Bill should be covering the entire cost of your college tuition. If your GI Bill is not covering the entire cost of the college tuition, you definitely need to look at the Yellow Ribbon Program. The beautiful part is that if the GI Bill and the combination of the Yellow Ribbon Program is covering your education entirely, that Pell Grant is going to be 100% refunded to you straight to your pocket. That is nearly $6,500 annually while you are a college student, tax-free in your pocket. I want to take a second to stress the importance of your award letter. You are going to be potentially offered grants, scholarships, work studies, and student loans. These are federal student loans. And honestly, believe it or not, I've met people that take out these loans just for spending money while they're in college, even though their college is completely paid for. This is mind-blowing. Why would you voluntarily take student loans that you do not need? These are 6%, 7%, 8%, some crazy loan APRs that you can't get out of, that you have to pay back. And so don't go accepting these loans thinking that you are going to be Rain Man out there and you're going to invest it in the market and get like a 3% margin and be stoked on that. Ignore these loans. Don't accept these loans. Only accept the free money. These are grants and scholarships. And potentially, if you're interested, work studies. And we'll talk about that in a separate video. But you are only doing this FAFSA application for the purposes of federal grants and scholarships. If you are, for some reason, going to a program where the GI Bill, the Yellow Ribbon Program, scholarships, and Pell Grants are not covering the entire cost of your tuition, then maybe I would consider the student loans. However, there are a lot of opportunities out there to avoid those student loans, and that's what I would recommend at all costs. In addition to that warning, I'm really not encouraging you guys to apply for FAFSA and accept $6,000 annually of free money just to have additional spending money to drink more booze or buy a motorcycle or do stupid stuff like that. If you think about how perfect it is, really, that the Pell Grant is $6,000 annually of tax-free money, and you are allowed to contribute $6,000 into your Roth IRA every single year, you could really just take that $6,000 from the government, contribute it to your Roth IRA every year, max it out, and allow it to just grow for the next 45 years into retirement, into a tax-free, beautiful $1 million that you have for your retirement. I don't know about you, but it sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. So make sure you're maxing out that Roth IRA. You can thank me for that later. If you liked this video, then I can guarantee you are also going to find my Yellow Ribbon Program video very interesting. I learned a lot creating that video. And if you're interested in using the GI Bill online, I would check out that video over here. But with all that said, I will see you guys next week. Happy New Year. Peace.